I'm starting the hardcore Minecraft world that I have always dreamed of. Recently, I've been doing a lot of 100-day challenges, and don't get me wrong, they're really fun, but now I'm looking for something a little bit more long-term. So today, we are gonna start that world, with the goals of finding the perfect base location, then building up a starter house which will keep us safe from all of those nasty mobs, along with uncovering some diamonds to craft some diamond tools. Let's get this video to 5,000 likes for the next episode. Also, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe if you're not already. And here we are on a brand new hardcore Let's Play world. And as usual, things are gonna start by punching this tree right here. Using this wood, I can craft myself a wooden pickaxe, dig down a couple blocks to collect up some stone, and then craft myself a full set of stone tools. Now that we have some basic tools, I need to go ahead and find some sheep so I don't have to dig a hole and hide for the entire first night. Luckily, there's a savanna right here, which has some sheep. And of course, there was only two, I just need one more. I see another sheep. Give me your wool. That is perfect. We can now make a bed, but I'm pretty sure I can see a village way over there in the distance, so I really didn't need the wool. I'm gonna make my way over to the village though to see if there's any loot worth taking. Oh my goodness, there's an armadillo. I have not seen one of these things since the update. Hi buddy, do you get anything? If I kill him, do I get anything? I can confirm you don't get anything. Oh, there's another one right here. Okay, I'm not gonna kill that one though. Hello, kind sir. Is there anything worth taking in this village? Oh, and you're also unemployed. Go get a job, dude. You're lazy. We got some hay bales, which I'm gonna craft myself a hoe real quick so it doesn't take a million years to harvest it. I continued to search through the village for more hay bales, which there were, and then I went ahead and stole a bunch of the workstations like a blast furnace, a brewing stand, and even the bell, along with harvesting up some of the fields. I was smart enough to grab a bed, and I did find one chest, which really didn't have any goodies. Before I forget, I want to grab a few cactuses in case I need to make any dye in the future. And then it looks like we also have a sunken ship right over here, which hopefully has some iron and maybe even some diamonds. Oh, this is great. This one's like fully intact. Just gonna swim in here and grab that. Oh my goodness, lots and lots of iron. What about the two chests down here? Anything good in the front? We got some pumpkins and TNT. And then what about in this one? We got a treasure map, some more armor trims. And now let's check out where this treasure is. I'm probably gonna need a boat, and this one that I'm on isn't gonna work because it doesn't move. So I'll go ahead and craft one real quick. And if I actually steal one of the chests I just saw a minute ago, which was right in here, I can craft myself a trusty chest and a boat so I have a little bit more storage for loot. You know what, before I look for the treasure, I'm gonna go ahead and sleep through the night so mobs aren't spawning on all of the surrounding lands. And there we go, we made it through our first night of hardcore Minecraft, which I guess isn't really anything special, but it's a good start. Considering the map is now starting to get some color, I'm gonna assume I'm going in the right direction. Oh, please don't tell me it's like 15 blocks underwater. You know what, I think it is. Yep, definitely is, considering it's right below us. Nope, I'm drowning. Get me air. Finally, I got the chest. Oh yeah, we got a bunch of goodies in here, but my inventory is like full. Let me empty a little bit of it out. Oh, hi there, guy. Oh, it would be so cool if you could ride the turtles. Take some more of this stuff. We got some food, gold, and a heart of the sea. Not too bad, and I also need to start collecting up some sugar cane so I can set up a farm once we find a place to build a base. It would also be nice if I could get some bamboo, which I'm pretty sure I just saw some in there. Oh, there we go. Bamboo right there. But the inventory is full again. 12 pieces should do the job. And now I guess it's just time to keep exploring and hopefully finding a nice place to build a base. After exploring around for a little while on the boat, I decided to go separate ways from it so I can run on land and hopefully find a nice plains biome. I did end up coming across another village that was inside of the savanna, which had a few more hay bales, some pieces of armor, but nothing really else. By the time I was done looting, it was now nighttime, so I slept in one of the villager beds. I continued on foot for a while longer up until I came across an abandoned portal which had some gold, along with another village that had a blacksmith which really didn't have anything in the chest. Moving on from this village, I continued to run for a very long time, crossing pretty much every single biome in the game. I did make a quick stop in the taiga so I can collect up some spruce saplings so I can build myself a little spruce farm wherever we build our base. I ended up sleeping through a few nights since this travel did take quite a while. I probably didn't need to run this far away to find a building location, but honestly, if this is gonna be my forever world, I want to find find the forever building location. And after far too much travel, I'm glad to say it was all worth it because I have found the ultimate building location. Off to the left side here, we have some frozen peaks or jagged peaks. I never really know the difference. And then off to the right side, we have some stony peaks, which is actually a pretty rare biome in the game. Moving even more right from the stony peaks, we have a massive flower forest right here, which looks like it goes up into a savanna. I think for our starter house and farms, I'm gonna build down here in this plains biome, just because if I build up on the mountains or the hills, I'm never really gonna be able to see them, since when I walk out my door, I'll already be on the mountain. Where right now I can picture my front door being right here, and I open the door and this is our view. Oh my goodness, I am so excited to start building. Too bad I probably need to head down into the caves and also collect up some building blocks to actually build something. With that being said, I went ahead and collected up a few logs so I can craft myself a chest to clear out my inventory. I also needed to smelt up some of this raw meat we have, so I went ahead and collected up a little bit of cobblestone to craft a furnace. And while I wait for the food to smelt up, I use some of the iron we got earlier to craft myself a full set of iron armor, along with a full set of iron tools and a shield, so I will feel much safer going into the caves. I went ahead and jumped into this cave right next to us looking for some coal, but it was a dead end on both sides. Luckily, there is this stone beach right next to us, which is loaded to the brim with coal. I also completely missed that there's an abandoned nether portal right here, so I went up to it, checked the chest, and then remembered I should probably save inventory space for when I go mining. Now, I sort of have a decision to make, because I can either jump down into this cave right here and there's a chance of me getting diamonds, or I can go mine some iron on the top of this mountain, but there's absolutely no chance I'll find diamonds. You know what? I'm feeling risky, so we're gonna go down into here. Oh, we're about to have our first encounter with a skeleton. He's just right over there, and of course he has an enchanted bow too. Oh, and there's another one down there. Maybe going to the top of the mountain was the smarter idea. All right, he sees us. Get blocked. All right, that wasn't too bad. Got a zombie with the shovel, and you are not catching me on fire. Gosh darn it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, the amount of zombies. We're going to the top of the mountain. I don't know if you guys were able to see that, but there was a horde of zombies that was like 15 deep. I feel significantly safer, and there's also a bunch of iron and coal up here. For those of you guys who are wondering, the seed and the coordinates of our base are going to be down in the description, and every 100 or so days, I'm going to be uploading a world download. What is that? Is that rabbit's foot? What? Armadillo scoot? Okay, so I guess it turns out the armadillos do give you something. I have no idea what it's used for, so let me know down below in the comments if you know what it's used for. And what are you doing all the way up here, dude? You're gonna hurt yourself, man. So far, though, we're off to a really good start. I'm pretty sure I'm already up to 30 iron pretty much, and almost a stack of coal. I don't even know why I thought I should go into the caves, because, I mean, iron, more iron, even more iron, and all that coal, and then there's more iron, and then even more iron. I don't even think I'm gonna try mining this all. I don't know if there's even a reason to. I really don't think we're ever gonna have an issue with iron, especially in the early game, because I just mined this one hill pretty much for the most part, and I got just about 2 stacks of raw iron. Oh yeah, and don't worry, because that's not the only hill. This seems to just keep going on forever. I mean, just look at all of the iron. It is insane. Like, just that one peak. Oh my goodness. I kind of want to save a lot of it until we get fortune on a pickaxe, but I guess once we do build an iron farm, it kind of all becomes useless anyways. I just think it's really cool to know that these stony peaks have this much iron. Anyways, I'm gonna make my way back down after I collect this iron. How do you expect me not to collect it up? It's just right here. I almost need to. And like, this iron right here has to be collected up. Okay, enough's enough. I'm gonna make my way back down to our chest and start smelting up all this iron. And do you give shoots? How do you get them? Okay, I didn't get one that time. I don't know. We'll figure it out later. I'm not done mining just yet because I still need to collect up a couple stacks of deep slate because I'm gonna use it in our starter house build. But before I dig a staircase going all the way down to the bottom of the world or finding a much deeper cave, I actually want to take a few minutes to set up some fields. I was able to get some potatoes from one of the sunken ships we looted earlier, so I really want to get these things growing since I only have like 10 of them. I also needed to collect up a few seeds by breaking some of the grass in the plains, which luckily doesn't take very long at all. I also crafted up some fence along with fence gates so I can build a cow pen and a sheep pen. I'm not really worrying about pigs just yet because I don't have any carrots, so I can't even get them in the pen along with breed them. On another note, do different animals have like varying intelligence levels? Because I swear these sheep are so dumb. And not only that, they also just look really dumb when you look at them in the face. I also got some melons, pumpkins, and sugarcane set up. So with all of that out of the way, I'm gonna go ahead and look for a cave to explore. Making my way over to the forest, I quickly was able to find a cave that looked pretty promising. It had a pretty large opening, and very quickly it started to drop all the way down to the deep slate levels, which is exactly what I'm looking for. off. And just like that, I've gone through all of my torches, so I'm gonna go ahead and start collecting up all of these blue shiny rocks after I take you out. And I almost looked into the Enderman's eyes that are just like, he's like right up there. You can barely see him. All right, blue shiny rock, come to me. Anyways, I went ahead and just collected up all the diamonds and nothing else, and we got up to 14, which honestly is really good for episode 1, but I kind of expected to get more considering how much was in the walls. Most of them were just 1 to 2 packs, sometimes even 3 packs, but I don't think we got a single 4 pack. And I want to get rid of this guy before he gets rid of me. And there goes our shield, so let's hope nothing happens. You know what? I have the things to craft another one, so I guess I might as well. Just like that, throw it in our offhand, and we are good to go. All right, I'm gonna get to collecting up all of this gold, iron, and lapis. If you want to see more content like this, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe if you're not already. With my luck seeming to be going in the right direction, I decided to go back up to the top of this cave to collect up a decent amount of coal so I can craft some more torches. With 2 more stacks of torches acquired, I can make my way back down to the bottom and continue exploring and lighting things up. I very quickly came across another part of this cave, which was loaded to the brim with diamonds. I also had a few close calls with mobs, but nothing that was too scary. And just like that, I am now up to 32 diamonds in total, which honestly is definitely more than enough for this first episode, but I am almost out of food. I just have these last 4 pork chops left, and I have a 1 iron pickaxe left, so I'm gonna go ahead and mine some deep slate for a little while because I'm gonna need it for the roof of our starter house. 4 stacks of deep slate is gonna be plenty enough, so I'm gonna go ahead and make my way back up to the surface. I am honestly so conflicted right now. I was planning on building our starter house in this plains area over here, which will eventually be a massive farmland. Ooh, and we got a wandering trader. You got anything good? No, you do not. I will take your leads though. And no, you are not gonna give me any damage. Back to what I was saying, I'm planning on building in the plains, but for some reason, I kind of want to build over in the flower forest. I like the idea of having all the trees around, and it's a flower forest, which is one of my favorite biomes in the game since it has so much detail and color. I'm gonna spend a little bit collecting up some resources and blocks to build this starter house, and while I'm doing it, I'm gonna think about my decision. Oh yeah, and also, I think we're doing pretty good for episode 1 when it comes to precious resources and loot. We're up to 32 diamonds. We didn't get nearly as much gold as I wanted. There's some right here, and there's also some iron cooking up in this one, and we also didn't get much redstone. Anyways, time to collect up some stuff. Starting off, I jumped in the water to collect up some clay because I am going to be using some terracotta on this build. I also want to collect up a little bit of sand so I can smelt it up to craft some glass blocks and also some glass panes. And for some reason, the ocean right here seems very dangerous. I had multiple drown attack me, and I almost died because one of them had a trident. Anyways, moving on, I used 3 of my diamonds to craft a diamond axe because I need to make my way over to the forest to collect up a decent amount of oak logs for this build. I was gonna collect them up over at the flower forest to clear out some area for this starter house, but I still have not decided where I'm gonna build it. I also needed a little bit of spruce, so I made my way up the mountain a little bit and started chopping down some trees. I also collected up some of the saplings and made my way back down to the plains and planted a large spruce tree. It is so much more efficient just harvesting one of these because they pretty much give you about a stack of spruce for each tree. To finish things off, I crafted a diamond shovel because I am gonna need some dirt for some terraforming. I have roughly everything I think I'm gonna need in order to build this starter house, but I'm sure there is some stuff that I'm missing that I'll just have to collect up while I'm building. I also have decided where I'm gonna build, which is gonna be right about here, which means I need to get rid of all of our farms and also move all of the animals out of the way. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with that. Part of the reason I stuck with just building in the plains is so I can save the flower forest for a future project when I have better tools and building blocks to build with. Also, I feel like farmland and a barn are some of the first things you build in a Minecraft world, and I rather do this in a plains because I feel like it's more fitting. By the time I was done doing some terraforming, I realized I'm gonna need a decent amount of stone, so I made my way up to the mountain to gather up this lava, because rather than just digging a big hole in the ground, I'm just gonna build myself a simple cobblestone generator. I did realize though, these don't work nearly as well when you're using an iron pickaxe. It's much better when you have efficiency 4 on a diamond 1. Now, don't kill me, but I'm not gonna build in the area that I just spent the last 15 minutes terraforming. Part of the issue I have with it is I don't like how there's no height variation in it whatsoever. I wanted to build this up a few more blocks, but I think that's a little bit overkill considering it's episode 1. So I'm gonna go back to the other plan of building over in the flower forest. We're just gonna ignore the fact all the work I put into this area. So without wasting another second, since I've already wasted a lot of them, I got to chopping out a little chunk of the forest that I can build our starter house and maybe a few farms. With a little area now cleared out that has the height variation that I was looking for, I think it's about time we can get started with this house. Part of the reason I changed my mind on where I want to build this starter house is mainly because I've really picked up enjoyment building in a forest. The problem with the plains biome is that it's obviously super flat and very open with no trees, meaning you really have to go back through later and add a bunch of custom trees and custom details. Where at least when you're in a forest, you kind of have the vanilla details already with you, and I think a flower forest is perfect just like a old growth spruce taiga. It has that extra detail. My pickaxe just broke and I don't have any iron or diamonds with me to craft another one unless I want to craft a wooden one, which I'm not going to do. Anyways, we're at the point in this build where I'm starting on the roof, and I think so far I'm really liking how it's turning out. It's not too big and it's also not too small, which I think is good because I really don't want the starter house to be some massive build that I can put everything inside of. I kind of want to force myself to have to build different structures to fit different things inside of them, such as enchantment tables or even workstations. And are you selling anything good? Oh, you're selling moss. Okay, stay here. I'll be right back. I guess since I have the extra diamonds, I might as well craft myself a diamond pickaxe, which feels so good to have. Oh yeah, I also gotta grab the emeralds just in case I actually want to trade with this wandering trader. Hopefully he's still over there. I will gladly take the moss off your hands, kind sir, but I don't think there's anything else that's worth trading for. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing finished up. Anyways, for the block palette of this house, I decided to go with more of a farmhouse style, using lots of oak logs, spruce, and I decided to bring in some white terracotta. It's one of those block palettes that I think looks really good, especially when you throw a deep slate roof on top of it. That definitely does not look right. I think the structure in the middle is just one block too tall, and sadly, I already placed half that roof in, so now I gotta destroy it all. Oh my god, I did not just do that. I just spent the entire time tearing that down and rebuilding it, and I just realized I built it in the exact same orientation it was before. I am literally gonna lose my mind. And just like that, the house is all finished up, and I think this thing turned out great looking. As I said earlier, I didn't want it to be too big, nor did I want it to be too small, and I think it is just about the right size. We're gonna have plenty of room to maybe put a little kitchen over here, a storage room over there, and then a nice little second floor, which can be our bedroom. Although before I get started with the interior, I want to spend a little bit of time building up a farm. Starting things off, I wanted to do a touch of terraforming to clean the area up just a little bit. This meant I needed to remove some dirt from the front and add it to the back. Once I was done with the terraforming, I brought in some stone brick, and cobblestone to build up a ruined wall, and this will sort of act as a defense against any mobs trying to get in. Although I'm not exactly sure if it's mob proof. I think we're off to a pretty good start with this. I'm really liking how it looks, and I also think the stone complements the building a lot because this thing is mainly built out of wood. I mean, it has the deep slate roof, but the gray of the stone just goes together really well with the wood, and it's a different color palette to use. Anyways, now I just need to go through and add in some water areas so the crops can actually grow. I don't really think there's a science to this. I'm just gonna kind of place them wherever, and you know what? I'm gonna put one of them underneath this piece of oak leaves, and now I can just go through and place the water in, but for these ones, I'm gonna place some stairs so I don't fall in it when I'm harvesting them. I don't have quite enough crops to fill in this entire field, so I'm just gonna have to wait for it to grow up before I can completely place it in. I went ahead and did not turn these blocks around the water sources into farmland so we can put some sugarcane on them. One, I think it's gonna look really good once it's all grown in, and two, it actually benefits me because now I have myself a small little sugarcane farm. You know, I kind of forgot how many beehives actually spawn inside a flower forest. We have one right here, we have another one on this tree right here, another one right over here, and I'm sure I can find a fourth one in no time at all. Actually, I can't find a fourth one. I just spent the last minute running around and I don't see any more. Now, why am I talking about bees and beehives so much? That's because right behind me we have a little open area on the side of the house, which I think is going to be perfect for a little apiary. Now, since I don't have silk touch on anything, I can't really harvest the beehive when the bees are inside of it and bring them over here. I'm pretty much just going to need to breed them, and hopefully they make their way over to the hives I will eventually have. In order to craft those, I obviously need a little bit of honeycomb, so I'm going to wait till nighttime and throw a campfire underneath it, so then I can use the shears to harvest the honeycomb. I was able to get a whopping 9 honeycomb, which is only going to be able to craft me, I want to say, 3 beehives. Yeah, which isn't very much, but at least it's going to be a start. Speaking of starts and starting, I'm going to go ahead and build the little glass apiary right here, When it came to the blocks to use, I wanted to split it up from the house a little bit, so I decided to use some birch along with some light gray glass, which right now I am not necessarily loving, but I think as we start to add a few more details around this building, it will start to blend in a little more and look good. It just, as of right now, it kind of pops a lot, especially up against the deep slate. Also, most of the crops have grown up, so I'm gonna go ahead and expand this out just a little bit. That should do it. When it comes to the exterior, I would say I'm pretty happy with how it looks right now, or at least for episode 1, which means it's now time to move on to the interior. And how did you get stuck in here? I'll let you out. Okay, go ahead and get out of here. First up, I need to replace this floor. Now that we have a floor, I need to go ahead and place in a ceiling, which will then be the floor of our second floor. And how many times did I just say floor? Trick question. Right about here is where I'm gonna put the staircase, and I did not mean to place that in. So now we have a way to access the upstairs. And pretty much from here, it's just about placing in all the random nicks and knacks and all the different blocks that I'm gonna need in here. And just like that, we have a pretty much all finished up interior. Now, it's not necessarily the most detailed interior ever, but it should get the job done for the first couple episodes of this world. And I really like this area too with the kitchen. I might add some more furnaces in the ground right here just to give me a little bit more smelting power. Anyways, I think this is a great stopping point for episode 1. I hope you guys enjoyed, and don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe if you're not already. I'll see you in the next one.